This is the John Brown Alliance where we don't fear, we fight. We don't clock out. We know the assignment. And that's why we're here at this time of morning. Let me make something clear. There has been a movement on the internet where all of a sudden the black, brown, and red narrative has been stolen by white people. Last night, I attended one of these chats, a live podcast. And without even knowing who the fuck I was, these individuals were talking about John Brown Alliance. You need to, take them out and all this. And black people say routinely, this is not our fight. For you dumb motherfuckers out there, yes, it is. If it's not your fight, then lead, follow, or get the fuck out of our way. Because I have one thing to say to you. Some of my ancestors endured slavery. If you choose not to vote, you choose not to participate, you choose in your own genocide. And that's just stupid to me. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know why you keep perpetuating this bullshit. I don't understand it. I really don't. So at any rate, I digress. Let me get back to this thing where I have been part of the American Indian movement since the 1990s. Not, the Leonard Peltier movement, which I'm sure some of you don't even know his name. But the Indian Inmate Support Project, headed up by Art Woolsey. The Sundance, out here on the East Coast. Lakota traditions that were upheld until they were violated by some people out here. But I digress again. At any rate, I'm getting a little tired of being judged by white liberals right now. Because, like I said, once again, they don't care who we are. They don't listen to our voices. They look at our avatar and then they make a judgment. And then you're going to get booted off. Okay, I don't have time for keyboard cowboy bullshit. Unlike people who are white right now telling us what to do, probably I would say about 50% or maybe even 60 non-veteran white people in the United States of America would never shed blood. That's why they want you to sign petitions and say you're with this or say you're with that. But what they don't realize is how stupid that shit is. Because whatever petition you sign, you're going to get robocalls and emails. Not only that, remember Doge dumbasses? Remember that? Where every petition you put online that is against Trump, they have your name, phone number, address, and all that. What do you think they're using to target people? Hello? This is not my first rodeo, but it is yours. Listen and learn to people who have been through the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And stop trying to write your own story on the internet and get popular. I don't make a dime from making these videos. I would love for you to like and subscribe, because maybe you'll get some information you could use. Other people are starting to do the same thing. They accuse other white people on the internet of doing. Being clickbait. I don't have time for you. Oh, I didn't see that. Or I didn't realize that. I have a problem trusting people who do not have consistent actions. I have not changed since the 1990s. I have not changed since I helped an individual infiltrate the Ku Klux Klan. I have not changed one fiber of my being with a podcast or with viewers. Nothing has changed. Congress has changed. People who support AIPAC has changed. A lot of things have changed. The Supreme Court has become 2/3 enslaved by autocracy, greed, and white supremacy. That is who we are and where we are. I find it sickening that humanity has become second to power. People are willing to sacrifice their own children that came out of their loins for profit. Children every day are dying because MAGA, Donald Trump, and whatever new movement coming along is more important than their prosperity. That includes Democrats in Congress. This fake ass thing about going up there talking to Donald Trump means nothing to me and 70% of the United States population. Unfortunately, and I don't agree with it, our next president is going to be whoever lives past Donald Trump. And you know why I know this? Because everyone is going to sit home and protest during the next presidential election and probably in 2026. Why? Because the only thing Democrats demanded to avoid a shutdown was Medicaid. That's not enough. Now you can believe me or you can believe the low poll numbers. Now I hearken back to a day where Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and many other people so mourned the death of John Lewis. They got down on their knees with a strip of kente cloth to praise him. Saying they believed in equal rights. They believed in this and the great hero is dead. John Lewis is like this to them. Now that he's dead, Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, and many members of Congress can get into their AIPAC because they don't have that voice of reason anymore. So now it's open season on all the money you can make in the United States Congress. Stay in there as long as you can. And as long as we're talking about Nancy Pelosi, she's becoming feeble and dumb. When was the last time you heard her speak? She's becoming like that woman from California. I can't remember her name right now. That wouldn't resign until she fucking died. That's some sick ass shit. Are you willing to tell me that when Nancy Pelosi became part of Congress, everything since then is the same, and that she expects for no other woman to conform to society's evolution and step down? Everything the Democratic Party has produced has been a reflection of the 1960s, 70s, and 80s since John Lewis died. This is an absolute anyway. I'm gonna move on here because this is just ridiculous. I don't understand this at all. They say vote blue no matter who. I don't know what bubble Democrats live in, but in this next election, that is not going to happen. If there is not a government shutdown, no matter if you want to call it Trump shutdown or you shutdown, if there is not a government shutdown with multiple demands, no Democrat or Republican will be reelected in the next election. So all you people running, don't waste your money. Richard Ojeda, I'm talking to you because you've become just like him. A lot of people have become just like them. Asking for donations. But I don't see you anywhere. I don't see Nancy Pelosi doing a re-election campaign. I don't see Hakeem Jeffries out in the street. I don't see none of you motherfuckers out here. I did not want to take this stance. For the record, in case Donald Trump and his army wants to come after me, and look this up before you judge me, but most of you are too stupid to do that. I am a democratic socialist. I have voted all of my life. However, I'm done with that. After every single fucking day, I watched Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries bow down to Donald Trump, and the only thing they advocate for, seriously, is fucking Medicaid? How about get this goddamn Gestapo off of our streets? How about hold ICE to accountability? How about find out where our Doge money went? What the fuck are you assholes doing? That's why we're going to have a government shutdown. Not because you had or did not have a meeting with Donald Trump. We're going to have a government shutdown because on October 1st, we're going to stop, as American citizens, buying anything provided by the government. the United States Postal Service, anything associated with flight, anything associated with tolls. On that day, ICE vehicles all over the United States will be towed away when they try to kidnap people off of our streets. You know how I know that? The rapture didn't happen yesterday. The American rapture is going to happen on that day, because everyone is going to participate. Because Jimmy Kimmel wasn't fully restored, they're going to cut off ABC, CBS, Hulu, Disney, and everything else associated with those conglomerates. Sinclair Media will not be watched by a big black audience in many states. 30% of the population. On that day, October 1st, electricians, pilots, iron workers, sheet metal workers, farm workers, and everyone who depends on the United States government is going to rise up and protest because they're not going to get paid. Not because Trump and the Republicans are going to prevent it, but because Democrats never are going to ask for something better. Whether you like it or not, or you participate or not, your Thanksgiving and your Christmas is canceled. The only people that are going to be celebrating the holiday season are the billionaires that benefited off of your suffering. Oh, it's not going to be like you think it is. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade will still take place, but you're going to have less food on your plate. Less people coming to visit. Less of a holiday season. The White House will be lit up in demonic fashion and put all over MSNBC and CNN for you to see how great this nation is. After a week of your children missing school breakfast and lunch, you're going to have to compensate for that on the weekends. Can you afford to do that? Can you afford for Democrats in Congress to keep playing pussy with Donald Trump and getting fucked? And at the first of the year, when Medicaid is canceled for many of these people, for your mother and father to come live in your house with no nurse, no oxygen, barely any electricity because you can't afford it, but you have to sustain them 24/7 and quit your job. Can you afford that? Can you afford Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, and others to remain silent and do nothing? You don't need to believe me, because new tariffs are about to kick in. Oh, I think maybe the next week or so. If you haven't started your Christmas shopping right now, you're already behind the eight ball. If you're a Christian, I'm not, just saying. But it's about to get really fucked up. You have no idea. For 20 plus years, I have been researching Black, Brown, and Red America, and that how they have been disassociated with the American dream. That's a lot of time. And I have also lived that. So if you think you have nothing to do between now and the last day in September, you just fell for the okie doke. You can sit here all day and criticize people in Congress. But if you're waiting for a bunch of people to sign a fucking petition, have at it. Good on you. People need to flood the streets. Not in October, not in November, but right fucking now. And need to surround the Supreme Court to let them know that you do not agree with how they usurp the United States Constitution. But let me be clear. For the rest of you waiting on petitions and saying people aren't ready, why don't you get your ass out on the street, see what people are doing? You're not fucking ready. You're too busy making goddamn podcasts. And you haven't done a goddamn thing but shout words and put petitions on the line. Right now, down at Union Station, veterans have been there for 30 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Washington, D.C. Bleed, follow, or get the fuck out of our way. Because we are really tired of this YouTube bullshit. There are people right here ready to fight. And most of them are disabled veterans. And some of them are just disabled like me. But you don't have the right to sit halfway across the country and throw fucking stones at what we are or are not doing. You want to throw stones? Carry your ass to Union Station and tell those people who already gave everything for you to have freedom of speech that they're not doing anything and they're not ready. Go tell them. You don't need to hear it from me. Fight, fuck, or get off the fucking fence. This is the John Brown Alliance. When you see something wrong, do something right.